but we will manage anyway. Okay, I'm Rolf Andersson from Stockholm, Sweden. And in Sweden, we became involved in a project to support SMEs working with digital services. We feel in Sweden that the market is growing too slow for SMEs working with digital services. And we want to know why, and we want to support them so the market grows better. So we became involved in a Central Baltic Interreg program, and it started in 2010, and it's almost finished now. And the objective with this project is, as I mentioned, how to support SMEs when exporting digital services, and what problems do they really have. And to start in a smaller scale, we started this project with to have partners in Sweden, Finland, Estonia, and Latvia, but also to make the digital services field more narrow. We started to focus on e-health and e-education services. And we split up this project into 3 phases. One phase where we had an analysis to understand really what the problems is. So we interviewed a lot of SMEs. And the next step was to build support for them. And the last part is to really test this support with real companies to see if it fits and to really give them benefits. But I can already now say that our ambition is, of course, to make this live further, and then we want to involve more countries and more areas around digital services. What types of problems did we identify when we interviewed the SMEs? It was a lot around the market, of course, market analysis in another country, because it's even tough for an SME to reach the local market, and it's of course more difficult to reach another market as usual. But also regarding digital services, in some cases there can be a need to do some local adaptation, because the service can be good for the local customers, but not for other customers abroad. And that can be both of the service, but also more needed is around business models. If you really want to do business with a public organization in another country, it's very difficult for an SME to do that without knowledge and without having some partners in the country. And as we all know in Enterprise Europe Network, of course, it's cultural awareness and the regulations. And we also need local partners, of course. But one service that we feel quite important in some cases, it is to really test it on user groups in another country to really get feedback what is needed to be changed. And to do that, we have been working with Living Labs. They have a focus on really to involve end users very early in the development phase. So we use that methodology in this project. And of course, marketing and sales and financing. This is some parts, it's very general, and in this project we use organizations that are best doing that, but some of these areas are quite new, and there we have had our focus. And to give, when we had these interviews with the SMEs, we thought about how to support them. And this model will show some type of flow we have a timeline from the left to the right. And also on the top, we have the exporting partner supporting the SME, and on the bottom we have the importing partner supporting the SME in the other country. And we feel it's very important to have these two partners must cooperate very close, and of course with SME. So in the exporting country, it's very important starting phase really to, when selecting the SMEs, to find out is the service really ready for exporting, and is the company really prepared for exporting. And when that's okay, then we involve the importing partner, and then we make a plan, and then we identify among several services to deliver to this company what is needed in this case. So then we choose from this box below there what is needed for this company, and we have a plan, and then we execute that very close together with the SME. But it's very good really to have the local partner knowing the market, because they really know what needs to be done to enter a new country, and they have their networks that really can be involved to give support. So this model we have been working with a lot. So what have we really achieved then? We have learned a lot about what is the status of digital services in these countries today. And we also have had analysis about the living labs, and we have found out good practices. When is this working well, and when is it not working well? We have developed this model, and also we have developed a portal to really document and show what information is good when you export digital services that can be used by the SME, but also by us supporting them. And we are running these pilots now to really use our model and our support, and we have a good progress, and it's very interesting really to support them. What are the conclusions? This type of coaching model we think is very well, that we have one person in the exporting country close to the SME that speaks the same language, and we have then the partner in the importing country that can speak the language there, of course, but also we know each other, so we have a very close connection, and we communicate a lot during the exporting phase, so we really can find out what is achieved and what is the next steps. And this model we've shown is, we think it can work very well with the ways EAN is working, because we have a field, it's very important to have a close cooperation with EAN, because when we need to find partners, we shouldn't do that. Then we use the EAN network, of course, and the knowledge EAN have, then we use them, of course. But one thing we have found is that anyway in these countries we work with, that everybody wants to export, nobody wants to import. And it's difficult to get export running if nobody is importing. So when we find out what type of organizations are really supporting companies from abroad that want to enter a new market with new services, it's not easy to get support. They want to support export because they feel it's a competition. But we feel it's the opposite. Because when you let other companies from abroad enter market, then the companies, the local companies, they have a possibility to really compete with the companies from abroad on the home market. And if they can't compete there, then it's no meaning for them to enter the other countries. So and also for the country itself, it's good to get new services into the country, and you learn a lot, you get competence. But it's not so much support for import for companies from abroad. And that is the problem, we feel. I don't know how it's in Turkey, but in many countries it is like that. But for EN, for us it's not like that, but it's many other supports given to companies that want to export but not import. But having international networks working together is of course a need, because we must have a low cost for this, and then we must use what exists. And here is more information about the project, and we also have another connection to the portal that we really want to live further on. So if anybody of you thinks this looks interesting for the future, please contact me to see if you want to support companies working with digital services. Then we can find ways to cooperate, not just through EN, if we can have or even more services to support them. Please contact me. Okay. Any question?
I think that it is important to mention that coaching will be a new deliverable for the new contract of the Enterprise Europe Network. So your experience with coaching will be very beneficial also for everybody to work with.
I'm happy to share my experiences. And we have very close cooperation with our coordination management in Sweden, Tillväxtverket. So, no? I'm happy to share that. Okay. Thank you very much.